Okay. I think it's recording. I think we're going. And shalom, everybody. I want to say happy Sabbath, and that it's been a busy week. Okay. I want to say shalom and welcome to my channel. This is Sister Chinway. And please press the like button and the subscribe button because we got to get our numbers up. I like to say that first of all. And the topic that I want to talk about today is a very sensitive one. And but like I said before, let every man be a liar, and the Holy One of Israel be the truth, because that's all that matters anyway, is the Holy One of Israel's, the Most High God, His word. Because if we don't follow His word, He will cause punishment to come upon Israel and the world. But the subject that I want to talk about today is not about hatred. And I don't want anyone to misconstrue it as hatred, because it's not about hatred. It's about self-love. And there's nothing wrong with self-love, loving your race. You have to survive. You know, I've traveled a lot. Like I said before, I've traveled a lot. And I've been to countries where if you had 10 people standing, all of them, or maybe one, maybe in the 50s, looked black, looked like us. But now today, they look mixed. And so you have to have self-love to make this work. So the topic is interracial dating. And we want to, this is how I do everything in my life. And I suggest that everybody else do too, because America, even at one time, this is how we did things. We went to the Lord's word to see how to live. And you know what, people? It seemed a little bit stricter at the time, but, you know, it was better. I mean, this world right now has gotten very, very bad, and we just don't know what's going on. So if we follow God's word on interracial marriages, I think we'll be okay. Because one of the things that it does to us is that it destroys the black race. We don't have curly hair, curly stringy hair. We have woolly hair. And that's a reason for why the Most High chose that. You know, we have woolly hair. It goes with us better. We don't have blue-green eyes. Excuse me. I don't know where that came from. Tired. I thought it's been a long weekend. We don't have blue-green eyes or blue eyes. We have brown eyes for the most part. Different shades of brown maybe, but different brown eyes. And, you know, so we're totally different people. We're big-boned people. You know, even the women, we have stronger frame, you know, than others. And when you put other people's shapes on us, it looks funny. And that's what that interracial dating is doing. Okay, you see a lot of black women now walking around with these flat butts, wide hips. That my God, you don't wonder where in the world that came from. We didn't have that. I mean, not even 10 years ago. Well, anyway, so, and he tells us 5 times in the Bible not to do this, and we'll get into some more of it later on. But let's go and read to see where it is. Let's go to Deuteronomy. Deuteronomy 7. Deuteronomy 7. And he says, and people try to say all kind of things to say this is that and this is that, but to me it's so clear. He says, neither shall thou make marriages with them. Their daughter shall thou shalt not give to his sons, nor his daughter shall thou take unto thy son, for they will turn away thy sons from following me, that they may serve other gods. So will the anger of the Lord, of your Lord, be kindled against you and destroy you suddenly. So, that's very clear. The Most High is saying, do not date their sons or their daughters. He's saying, don't interracially date. And here, further on, I think he said Ezra. There are 5 of them in here where he's saying, do not interracially date. Yeah, Ezra, I think it's 9 and 10. Let's see. Went too far. And I think if we follow the Most High, we will be better off. Okay. Okay, here it is. It's Ezra 9. It starts at 10, but it's more than 10, but I'm not going to read the whole thing. You go and read it for yourself. But it's talking about the whole thing. Israel, excuse me again. Israel had went into the land of the Canaanites, the Hittites, the Perizzites, Jebusites, Amorites, the Moabites, the Egyptians, and the Amorites. Okay. And then it says, I'm just reading the paragraph above it, see if it, okay. And let's start here. And now our God, what shall we say after this? For we have forsaken thy commandments. We always had that bad habit. And here we are again, not paying attention to the Most High. What we should be doing for our God. He says, forsaking their commandments. which thou hast commanded by thy servant the prophet, saying, the land on which ye go to possess it, it is unclean land, with the filthiness of the people and of the land, which with their abomination, which have filled it from the end of their, from the end to another, with their uncleanness. Now therefore give not your daughters unto their sons, neither take their daughters unto your sons, nor forsake the peace the peace are their wealth forever, that ye may be strong and eat the good of the land, and leave it for an inheritance to your children. And this is the Most High saying, if you do not lay with them, you're going to be stronger. You're going to be much better, and leave this as a legacy to your children. Teach them the same thing, because we're in Babylon again. Okay. Now, and then it says, and after all that is come upon thee for our evil deeds and for our great trespass, see that thou, our God, has punished us less than our iniquities deserve, and has given us such deliverance as this. Okay, this is them talking. But I wanted to find the part where he says that to put away, how to deal with the situation, because Ezra comes and he tells them to how to handle this situation. Let me see. Well, I'm going to tell you, and I'm sure good Bible reading people is in here somewhere. I should have marked it. That's what I should have did. But basically he says we need to go and put away our strange wives and their children in the way of our custom. Now, naturally we don't do a lot of those customs now, but because the Most High doesn't ask it of us, but back then we did. But basically he's saying you cannot bring these people into the family, because he will not accept them. And we have to be mindful of what we do. And this is what I'm talking about right now. I know I've been kind of skipping over it, but we have to be mindful of the Most High's word. We have to. We are one of the only people that if we don't pray to our God, we get no help. And that's why all this atrocities is coming down on us. Our children are worse off than we were. They're doing all kind of looting and all kinds of things. And our family structure is just torn down. is nothing good about it, and this is because the Most High is very upset with us, the Holy One, the Holy One of Israel. I call him the Most High, but he's very upset with us because there are whole groups of black people, especially, and I don't know if it's just in America, but just groups of us not even looking for God. We believe in demon serving and all other kind of stuff. We've got to go back to what our Father said and back to this Bible. I should have underlined that scripture, but I'm going to edit this tape anyway to make sure of what goes out. But and they're coming after us. They're coming after us to destroy our families. And at first they went after the black man. And that one seemed to be very easy. The black man threw away his family with both hands. Like the black woman was, oh man, she was the worst woman ever to even live with. Everybody hate the black woman. They talk about hate the black man. Man, you need to look at how they treat the black woman. We got men now attacking black women on national TV, on YouTube and all this stuff. They're attacking us, and because there's nobody home to protect us. There's no power. We have no power anymore at home to protect us. Because women, I don't care what you say. You can say that you're stronger and you think you're a man and all this stuff, but the fact of the matter is, that's not how God made it. He made the man to be the power, and the woman is the wisdom, you see. So, you just got to be more careful. Be more careful. We got to do exactly what our Father says. If he doesn't, if you get confused, get in this book, Deuteronomy 9 and 10. I will read the whole thing. And then Deuteronomy 7, of which I read, you said it'll chase you suddenly. When the older books, he says, I will chase you until you die. And it's also in the 9th verse. Now that one I'm not quite sure, but it's also in Nehemiah and Hosea. In Hosea, I think he says the children have mixed with the aliens. So we have got to go back and see what our Father says, because he knows what's best for us. He knows what's best for us and why he says these things. And it sounds like hatred, but it's not. It's about self-love, because he also says, don't worry about that little speck in somebody else's eye when you have a big plank and you're gushing blood out of your eye. And that's what's happening. We're gushing blood from every hole in our face, our ears, our nose, our mouth, our eyes. We're just we're dying as a people. But like I said, they were coming out after the black man, which was a very easy thing. But now they're coming after the woman, because she's lonely. She's been by herself, having some black man will come and lay with her and stuff like this for a short time, and get her pregnant, promise her he's gonna be with her, and they're gonna make family and stuff like that. Next thing you know, they're broken up, and she's having to struggle by herself. You know what I'm saying? She's having to struggle with these children, and it's hard. It's hard out here for a two-parent family, let alone one. And now she's not even getting the love of this man. He's gone away and don't even look back. You know, I mean, I talked to some of them, and they oh yeah, you have any children? Yeah, I got some children, 24, 25. You know, well, when you saw them last, I don't know, they were young when I went to see them last. Really, you know, what is that about? We've got to stop that, people. We've got to get ourselves together and come back together as a family, or we will perish. And the Most High says, I'm going to put 7 times more on you and 7 times more. You know, and like they're coming out with all these movies now. You know, Holly Berry did one. What's this? She did the Rich Man's Wife or something like that. Then Samal Latham. You know, she's a beautiful girl, and I love her acting and stuff. I love her better when she's with a brother. You know, not with some white guy. And then a white guy doing flowers. You know, she turned down this great brother. I know this is the way they set it up for her. You know, to put it out like this. She's supposed to turn down this great brother. You know, any girl would have been happy to want him, and she turned him down. And you could tell he was more into her and stuff like that. She could take him home. She couldn't even take the white guy home. And then, which I didn't understand the movie, because she's supposed to be coming out in her debutante ball. But the debutante ball, that's for 16-year-olds. Something like that. So while Lathan was already a executive in a bank or something. I'm not sure exactly, but I know she was much older than that. And then to take him into this ball and everybody laughing, grinning. Well, you take mine. You know, that just, you know, it's just so unrealistic in the black world. We would not accept that. And we should not. And neither would anybody else. Can you see that happening at the quinceañera in a Spanish culture, or at those debutante balls with the Europeans or white people? Nobody would accept that. You know, somebody dressed improperly and on the floor dancing and all this. No, that just won't happen. You know, but they're just telling you, take anything. Take anything. You know, as long as there's love involved. Her dad is talking about, at the end of the day, it's all about love. No, it's not. It's all about the word of God. That's what it's about. Every word that proceeds out of the mouth of the Holy One of Israel. And he tells us emphatically, do not do it. Do not give your sons to these people or your daughters. And then her brother saying that we was who am I to get in the way of love and all this stuff? And I was like, Lord have mercy. This is why we're confused, because nobody wants to sit down and read it. I'm gonna do better. I'm gonna redo this, and maybe bring out a number 2 on this topic, so we can get into it more, because I know I chopped this one up pretty bad. But we've got to do better. We've got to come together as a family and begin to love ourselves. Because how in the world are you going to give love to somebody else anyway, when you can't even love yourself? Because that's an old thing anyway, divide and conquer. You know, if the woman's over here and the man's over here, well, you're just not, as long as you're not creating yourself. You're not creating yourself. You know, you're creating somebody else. And since their numbers have fallen at birth rate, because they're doing other things. Where they're using you like the bird, in the forest that she pushes out another bird's baby and puts her egg in there and she incubates it. That's what they're doing. You're incubating their children. But, the Most High talks about that too. That the mingled seed. That's what he calls it. The mingled seed, which I'm going to do another video on that too. What does the Most High say about that? Because he said the mingled seed will not help you. Because people, we've just got to wake up and begin to have self-love. And again, I say that this is not about hatred for other people. I just was so surprised at how many people did not know this was in the Bible. And it's in there 5 times. Twice in Deuteronomy, 1 in Ezra, 1 in Nehemiah, and 1 in Hosea. And then someone told me it's even in there 6. Well, in Revelation, she said she found it. But I haven't found that one yet. But so I'm just saying we've got to have self-love. Love your family. Love your children. And it's difficult in these days to have children. You can't spank them. And the most I said, want to spoil your child, spare the rod. We've got to, we really need to be by ourselves. They talk about that back to Africa, hell, okay, But that's another subject. I don't want to get off on that, going off on tangent. Because it's just difficult. We've got to, if we're going to all be here, we've got to stay to ourselves for a minute and get our family strong. Like I saw on the side of the wall, strong family, strong nation. Yeah. If you have a strong family foundation, you have a strong nation foundation. So that's what I want us to get to. Back to that strong family. And yeah, it seemed more difficult. And maybe some of the parents need to learn. They wouldn't, they beat you for everything then. But you know what? Hey, it really didn't kill us. So that was good. But not for everything. They need to be more intelligent about whipping you, about what you need. But that's the way of God. That's the way of the Most High. He says to beat us because we're hard-headed. We're stiff-necked. If he beats us himself, what do you think we say? I'm going to put 7 times more on you and 7 times more on you until you cry out. And what do you think this is? Look how bad our women are built now. And not to talk about the men, they build bad too. Slew feet going out like that. Well, what is that? What kind of feet are those? What are they, ducks now? What? How you gonna run? And then on top of it, the britches all the way down. Man, y'all gotta do better. Okay, you got to do better, brothers. You got to. Because how you gonna defend your female with your britches down? You gotta hold them up with one hand. With one hand you gotta take them off. You're gonna fight and they fall down, you're at a disadvantage. You fall, somebody be kicking you and doing all kind of stuff. But anyway, that's a topic for today. And I hope you all think about it. And I tell you to do push the like buttons and the subscribe button. I know it was a little difficult today for me, but this is Sabbath and it's been a little rough week. So, but please push it for me so that this channel can continue. Okay? Shalom.